What's going on, YouTube? Silver Surfer coming your way here again on this wonderful Saturday. I just wanted to talk to you guys for a little bit and show you my latest and greatest. Actually, I've had it for a little while now. Haven't really got around to doing a video of it, but I felt that I'd go ahead and show you guys now that I got a little bit of break, and I can go ahead and do so. So just see ahead of you is a 1904. This is a proof Indian head scent. Pretty cool indeed. Get a little bit closer up here view for you guys. And as you know, I've been putting together this 20th century proof typeset, which I'm getting close to completing. And this is another coin that I added, and it's a beauty. Let me tell you, it is a nice looking coin, guys. PCGS graded this as a proof 64 red. As most of you probably know, the copper coins or cents and whatnot all can get a brown, a red brown, or a red, and red is typically the most desirable for the cent. They come out nicely struck like this and maintain a lot of their color still. So this one got that. I wouldn't have settled for one without a red, and yeah, glad that I picked it up. Trying not to get the light in here for you guys. A relatively decent choice grade, you know. It's got a tone spot here on about the 3 o'clock position. You can see it's actually a carbon tone spot, I believe. Whatever the case is, that these things sense, as well as gold as well, I've noticed that they'll get these types of this toning here, and it's very common, especially on these copper scents like that. It's been seen on them quite often. But anyhow. So yeah, it's got a little carbon stain there, a little tone stain, whatever you want to call it, but that doesn't detract all that much, in my opinion. So let's talk about this coin some, guys. The engraver and the artist of it was James Barton Longacre. He was one of the chief engravers before Charles Barber and after Christian Gobret, who, Christian Gobret, as you guys know, did a ton of the different Seed of Liberty designs. I'll show you the back here. And yeah, so he was in office and did this design. Another carbon spot right there, if you would, on the E. But again, it doesn't bother me all that much. It's actually very difficult to find these things without them in a decent price range, and so I'm happy to have found and picked this thing up. It's just a nice looking coin, guys. I mean, I could have got a red, brown, or even a brown, chocolate brown one, which would have hid the toning a little bit more. But whatever. I like this coin, to be honest. I think it still looks rad, so that's that. But going back to the story, so the idea, or the tale is, if you would, that this design of Liberty right here was actually constructed. He did it after his daughter, Sarah. That one day she came to the mint, tried on a couple of the Native American headdresses, and then went and he sketched her. However, the U.S. Mint has not confirmed that is the case, and so... but that's the story of how it kind of goes, that it was based on his daughter Sarah, and I guess there are some resemblances to this picture here of the Liberty with the headdress and his daughter, but who knows? Well, I guess we'll never know, huh? Anyway, so that was the story about that. These things came out in 1859, and they ran all the way to 1909. All of them struck at the Philadelphia Mint, except for 1908 and 1909, which was finally struck at San Francisco. And those coins are actually some of the most key coins for price-wise, and the most expensive of the series for the regular circulation strikes. But this one, like I said, is in 1804. So yeah, so what happened in the 1800s that time, right? Yeah, the 49ers in 1849, they found gold in California. And because the large copper cents that we had at the time were a significant amount greater than this of copper, the prices of gold rose, as well as silver and other metals, and copper was not spared. So it was getting a little expensive for the mint to produce those things at the large amount of copper that they contained. So in 1857, they started working on new designs, and they ended up coming up with this guy right here. As you've probably seen this as well. This is an 1858 Flying Eagle cent. This is the first of the small size cents that came out after the 1857's large cents, which was the last of the large size design here. This is in 1851, but nonetheless, you get the point. Same design here as the other ones in 1857. But so anyways, they reduced it significantly. I'll show you the comparison here from this large cent to this. Oh, maybe I won't. Let's see if I can get it this way. There we go. Look at that. It totally covers the thing up. Pretty significant, if you would. So they made this Flying Eagle cent here, which I like these things. They're pretty cool. You can get a decent one for, $20 or so. in circulated grade like this. I think it looks pretty rad actually, but I like the eagle on it a lot. And the reverse didn't change all that much from the Indian head cent to begin, or the Indian head cent didn't change much from this reverse here with the wreath. But anyhow, so they minted this, and I guess there was some production issues that was going on at the time of producing this, and so they reached out to their engraver, who at the time was Mr. Longacre, and said, hey, you gotta come up with another design. So he came up with the Indian head cent, and that's the proof that you guys see here right there. So again, they made those for a while, and eventually coin that was replaced this, because I mentioned in 1909, actually in 1908, was the first of the San Francisco mintage of the Indian head cent, and then it finished off in 1909. And then they came with the latest, which we still have interchanged today, the Lincoln cent in the 1909. So you guys can scroll back here a little bit and take a look at that. So 1909 SVDB. VDB stands for Victor David Brenner. Get a more close-up look here. There we go. Nice chocolate brown, problem-free coin. This was the final coin I needed to complete a circulated Lincoln cent set that I mainly inherited from my dad, who started it when he was a kid with his dad, my grandfather. So pretty special to be able to pass those down with the old school blue albums and all the coins that he put together as a kid. I mean, they didn't have any money to complete this thing, and so to be able to finish it off with this neat coin was pretty spectacular, and this one will stay in my collection for quite some time. But anyhow, the VDB, I don't know if my camera's going to be able to capture it, but at the bottom there, the 6 o'clock position, you can see the initials VDB, which stood for Victor David Brenner. And he was the engraver and artist of this Lincoln cent that you still see in circulation today, with some changes from the backside. There's no longer the wheat. Actually, it's no longer the Lincoln Memorial either. We have the new shield Lincoln cents on the backside. But anyways, lots of history in this coin. One of the king daddies, if you would, of coin collecting. And I encourage you, if you don't know much about it, to go ahead and just do some research on it. Fascinating stories about the Victor David Brenner 1909S. But anyhow, so this was the coin that replaced the Lincoln cent. So we'll just get them all right in here, lined up for you guys to kind of check it out. Kind of the history of these different coins. So again, the Flying Eagle, 1858, due to the large amount of copper, they had to come up with something better, so they scaled down to this. This is a one-year type set, or a one-year type coin, and then they came out with the Lincoln, or the Indian head cent, which I'm a big fan of, actually. I think these things just look absolutely spectacular in red. And then they eventually went to this guy right here, so pretty cool. But anyways, Mr. Longacre, he was not a one-coin wonder, if you would. He also made some other pretty sweet coins that a lot of you guys probably have. One of those specifically was this double eagle right here. He made this one, pretty rad. Give you guys some luster there, look at that. And he also was the producer of the 3 cent silver, the 3 cent nickel, the 2 cent piece, the shield nickel, and a couple of, I believe it was the reverse design, or the change in the reverse design in the half dime on the seated style, which was originally, again, from Christian Gobrit. But yeah, these things are just beautiful. I didn't pull those out, which I should have probably brought some up to show you guys, but you probably have all seen those examples that I just mentioned. But yeah, just a little FYI. So hope you guys learned something. I was happy to show this to you. As I mentioned, I got 2 more coins I need for this set to be completed. And yeah, I've been heavily working on things like bills, if you would, up there. Not bills that I have to pay people, those as well, but mainly notes, I should say. So I still haven't shared my small size currency, which I'm going to. I just wanted to give you guys an update that I still am a coin collector. I'd say about 60-40, 50-50 right now for coins and currency. I'm really into the currency and learning a great deal of it. It's pretty awesome. So many different avenues to collect in, but this proof 20th century proof set is, my baby. It's my pride and joy, if you would, on the coins. And if I ever had to sell stuff, this would be the last thing to ever get sold. I love it. Spectacular. 20th century coins, guys, have some of the most beautiful designs that many of you out there even grew up with in your pocket change. The Mercury dime, the Buffalo nickel, the Peace dollar, the Morgan dollar, runs all the way into the 20th century. So the Indian head cent, the Lincoln cent, standing lip quarter, I mean, you name it. some of the greats all came out in the 20th century, and I'm a big fan of them. So anyhow, so I want to show you this awesome proof coin that I got. And lastly, I just want to do a quick little shout out as well to a friend of mine who sent this to me, Mr. Coin Sense and Nonsense. If you guys, most of you guys have probably heard of him or seen his channel. He does awesome coin roll hunting. It's been helping me out a lot too with my messing around and coin roll hunting and trying to pick out varieties and air coins and all that other good stuff. And so we were chit-chatting back and forth, and he ended up sending me this awesome Christmas card right there, which we have labeled, and then you can see all the different cherry picker coins, quarters that I have listed here, and some of the designs and stuff that I'm attempting to search through and find. And it's just been a blast, man, absolute blast. And so anyways, I was mentioning how, yeah, I'm a big sucker for anything George Washington. I mean, there you go, another one right there. Like I said, bills, $1 bills and all that good stuff. So I was talking, I got to pick this coin up, and he ended up sending me another package with some nickel rolls to go through. I ended up filling about 4 different coins up to my Whitman album, and I'm just slowly kind of chipping away at from coins in circulation. But this was just so nice of this guy, man. Yeah, Coin Sense, you're my bud, dude. Awesome. I appreciate it. I really do. So I just figured I had to share this with y'all. These things are just so cool, man. These things, they weren't the most popular, the presidential dollar coins. This is a first issue one, and they came in circulation grade as well as proofs. I guess the Mint thought that they would be useful a little bit more than they actually were, and it ended up being kind of a bust, the whole entire series, if you would. But this one, again, man, I got it. Something for old Georgia. I don't know, especially that this looks so freaking awesome in deep cameo like that. But I'm going to set him back up right there by a couple of my sticker folks. There we go. And yeah, guys, that's what I got. So I hope y'all learned a little something, enjoyed this video, got to check out my new proof coin that I'm adding to the set. And until next time, probably be a currency video, because like I said, I want to get out that the small size currency notes to show you all my small size collection. But just working on a few other things, and there's some notes that I'm trying to pick up here next month when tax season and stuff gets done. So anyhow, until next time, just catch y'all later. Silver Surfer out.